You are listening to the Fringe Radio Network. FringeRadioNetwork.com.
You're listening to Earth Oddity, a weekly odyssey into all the oddity planet Earth has to offer. And now, serving it up are Christopher Tiny Sullivan and John Long.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Earth Oddity, and we thank you so much for joining us, whether you are giving birth to another couple's biological children or improvising a case of beer as a child's safety seat in Ontario, Canada. We thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, we were glad to bring you another episode of podcast goodness to everyone out there. We have some really great stories this week. I've got a lady who shot her husband while trying to shoot someone else in a road rage incident.
Thank you, honey.
Yeah, thanks, honey. That's a goal, and that comes straight out of Alabama, by the way. Just so you know, we're one of the most armed states in the Union. I mean,
it kind of goes hand in hand with one of the most impoverished states in the Union.
Yeah, maybe so. I don't know. Correlation doesn't equal causation, but maybe. Maybe so. Yeah, well, I got several good stories this week. But, I mean, really, do we want to start off with the big one?
Yeah, let's start off with the big one.
Okay,
I've got some good stories, too. I've got a Florida man lighting firecrackers under a child's bed while she sleeps. But we're going to start off with the big one. And I have been wanting to talk about this all week.
Sure.
And I'm so glad that we're in your closet.
It's true. New studio.
Gathered on this Sunday afternoon.
Yes. And now, Tiny, you know that I have a lot more clothes that I don't wear. I wear like the same 5 shirts and 5 pants all the time, but I have a closet full of clothes.
I'm the same way.
Yeah.
It may or may not have to do with the fact that a lot of them I can't wear. I could wear them 10 years ago.
Now, we may want to clarify, being Southern Baptist, 2 men in the closet. You know,
a physically located.
Right. This is an actual
in
closet.
Time and space in a closet.
Yes, right. Yeah. Just before some rumors get started.
Yes.
Not that there's anything wrong with that. You know, just before rumors get started, okay?
But, man, we are going to talk about the Facebook group that has the internet abuzz right now. They can't stop all of us. More than 250,000 pledged to storm Area 51 to uncover alien secrets.
Oh, great.
Now, this story was published 3 days ago. Since then, it's now gotten up to over 500,000 people.
Oh, wow.
So there's a lot of people claiming that they're going to go out there and storm Area 51, and they can't stop them all.
No, sure they can't.
But anyway, this story comes from Fox 29 Philadelphia. And again, it says more than 250,000 people have signed up to attend a Facebook event planning a raid on Area 51 in the southern Nevada to see them aliens.
See them aliens.
See them aliens.
I got it. Okay.
According to the event titled Storm Area 51, They Can't Stop Us All.
That's a great title.
It really is.
Yeah.
You see the logic in their argument.
Exactly.
If enough of us show up, they can't stop us.
Exactly.
A group of alien hunters will meet at 3 a.m. on September 20th near the top-secret U.S. Air Force Base to coordinate an attack to reveal the truth behind the curtain.
Okay.
From there, the group will, quote, Naruto run with their arms stretched behind them like Naruto Uzumaki in the Japanese anime series Naruto, and therefore be able to move faster than bullets.
Okay, I want to see how that works out for them.
The joke event is hosted by S Posting Cause I'm in Shambles, which is, Facebook page that posts memes. And I'm not up to, on my Twitch streamers, is this Smiley Coon?
Oh, sure.
A guy who streams video games on the internet.
Yes.
And then it says that another 283 people have said that they are interested in attending. On Facebook you can click going or interested. Yes.
Yeah, it's like when your band plays a show. There's always like 800 people interested and 15 people show up.
Absolutely. Let's see them aliens, the event host wrote in an apparent effort to rally the troops. Area 51, also known as Homey Airport, is a remote outpost. Never heard of that before.
I didn't know it was called Homey Airport.
I thought it was Nellis Air Force Range or
I have
something.
no idea. But
anyway.
I would, if I was Area 51 right now, I would be releasing all kind of memes that says, homie, don't play that. You know?
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
They need to put me in charge of PR.
They really do.
Yeah.
Anyway, Area 51 is a remote outpost of the Edwards Air Force Base located about 125 miles from Las Vegas. The base's current primary purpose remains classified. In 1955, the mysterious area was chosen by the CIA as a testing site for their super-secret Lockheed U-2, a high-altitude reconnaissance aircraft. In 2013, the CIA officially acknowledged the existence of Area 51 by declassifying documents detailing the history of both the U-2 and Oxcart projects. Although the commonly preferred official name for the facility today is the Nevada Test and Training Range at Groom Lake, both the names Watertown and Area 51 were used as official names for the facility. A brief history by the CIA explains. Still, the secrecy surrounding the base has made Area 51 the subject of many conspiracy theories for decades, including the storage of crashed alien spacecraft, meetings with extraterrestrials, or the development of time travel. Will anyone take the Storm Area 51 Facebook event seriously and show up at the heavily guarded site with 24-hour surveillance? That remains to be seen, but the truth is out there.
Okay.
And I, for one, cannot wait
I hope they
to see
show
what
up.
happens.
Yeah.
On September
I don't want
20th.
anybody to get hurt, you know,
Yes.
but I want to see what happens.
I do too.
But the best gift of all of this is the amazing memes that have been created online,
Yes.
right?
Absolutely. There's some good ones.
Until we find out what alien secrets are held there when they show up and storm the gates.
With their Naruto run.
Right, with their Naruto run. And somebody I saw in one Facebook group was like, well, I mean, there's no way they're going to kill whatever 100,000 people trying to get in. And I was like,
Will they?
Yeah, they will.
Because, okay, I would just like to state for the record, I think that this is all just an internet joke.
Just a joke, right, of
And
course.
If anybody does take this seriously, I think there'll be a handful of people show up
Yeah.
and they'll have a little protest on the side of the road.
Right, yeah.
But I don't think anyone's actually going to get into Area 51, but let's just play out the scenario that 500,000 people, or let's say 10% of that, say
Yeah.
10,000 people show up and try to storm the base, and they gun down 10,000 innocent,
Right.
Unarmed Americans. I mean, that's when the real interesting thing. What happens then?
Right. Well, I'll tell you
know?
exactly what happens then, okay? A lot of our close and personal friends will be like, that's what they're supposed to do. Daggum troops, you can't just go running up to an army base, I mean, that's exactly what'll happen. And then there'll be the whole other side like, this is vicious and cruel.
Right.
And then in the middle will be probably
what
people like me
secret?
and you that are like, man, it's really unfortunate that they died. But also, you had to think that was a possibility when you showed up,
Yeah, like on the one hand, I'm like, okay, well, it's their own fault. But then I'm telling you, there's a part of me that's like, what is so secret
Yeah, that we got to
that
kill.
is worth killing
Exactly.
all these people to keep that secret?
I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know. But I'm very interested to see what happens. And I don't want anybody to die at all. I'm anti-death. This is an anti-death podcast. But just show up. I mean, for the people who, there's no way I would drive from Alabama to Nevada.
Right.
You couldn't get me
Or
to
fly.
drive. You couldn't get me to drive to Birmingham for this event. Yes. I mean, that's just the level of commitment I have. Very hard to get me out of my house.
Yeah.
But if you're going, and I hope people do. I mean, I hope 500,000 people show up, but I know there'll be, like you say, 50 people who live around there who show up. I wish you all the success in the world.
Well, how about this? And this is just my opinion, but maybe some of the secrecy around this base does need to end. I
Sure.
mean, the CIA has officially acknowledged since 2013 that this base does exist.
Right.
And I understand you can't just open up the doors but maybe there should be like a guided media tour.
Right.
Where they bring them in and they're like, hey, this is where we worked on the U-2 and this is where
Yeah.
we worked on the stealth craft. And this guy who we're, blurring out his image, we're going to call him Joe,
Yeah.
is one of our chief scientists who works on secret aircraft.
And he's definitely not an alien.
Yes, as you can see.
As you can see.
His face is blurred, but
Right.
he's not an alien.
Yes. Yeah, I think that's probably true. I'm all for transparency in government, And I realize there's a certain level of secrecy that we have to have with certain things because like stealth weapons and stuff and so forth. But what's the big deal with us going and walking around like just the airstrip or whatever,
Yeah, exactly.
Like, what's going to happen? Put all the alien stuff in the bunker that nobody can see and let us all walk around. And that would just solve all of this, It'd be a really great move on Area 51's part if they were like, okay, guys, you're here. Come on in,
Yes.
Like we've known about this for weeks.
We've had 2 months now to move the aliens.
Right. We put all this stuff on the moon, while y'all are here. Just come in and look around, take all the pictures you want, and then y'all
Help
are going to have
the snack machine.
Right. And then they can go back to doing really super secret stuff because everybody's going to be like, oh, yeah, well, we know there's nothing there.
Over at Area 62.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Like, Area 69. That would be my top secret facility.
It's hard to get in there sometimes.
Yes.
Tough to get in Area 69. It's very tough. Got to be limber. I'll just say that much. Okay. But yeah, that's what I would think. And honestly, in 2013, we've known about Area 51 for a long time. But in 2013, when the CIA was like, yep, it's official. We got this place out here. You guys are on to us. By that point in time, they're already putting all the alien stuff somewhere else.
That's an excellent point.
Yeah.
If they got aliens, they're not there now, probably.
Right. No. They're somewhere else. I mean, I don't know where. It's secret. We'll have to find it. Come on, Google Earth.
But let me ask you this. I mean, again, we've known about Area 51 for a long time. It's interesting that everyone's talking about this now.
Right.
And I personally think the reason everyone's talking about it now is because Bob Lazar, the guy who blew the whistle on Area 51 way back in the 90s,
right,
has recently had a documentary made about him. It's currently streaming on Netflix if you want to watch it. It's called Bob Lazar, Area 51 and Flying Saucers. And it's a good documentary, but everybody know that the filmmaker is a UFO believer.
Right.
And as well as a personal friend and advocate of Bob Lazar. So just know that going into it.
Yeah.
But also, they recently did the Joe Rogan Experience, both Bob Lazar and Jeremy Corbell. And I think that is why
got everybody fired up.
Millions of people interested in it.
True.
And Bob Lazar himself did issue a statement on Instagram. He made this post just the other day, and he said, I have to comment on this Storm Area 51 thing. I do understand that it was started as a joke by someone, but there are a number of people who are actually planning on showing up. This is a misguided idea. Area 51 is a classified research base, and there are no aliens or alien technology located there. The only place there was ever any alien technology was at Site S4, south of Area 51 proper.
Okay.
And then he says, that was 30 years ago. S4 may have been moved decades ago, or it's possible that it's no longer being used for the project. I do not support this movement. The last time someone tried to get into Area 51, he was shot. This is not the way to go about trying to get more information. What is good is the interest in the subject, the science, and the technology. That is what would immediately change the world we live in. So, internet nerds, Bob Lazar does not support people trying to break in.
And let me extend an invitation to Mr. Lazar to come on the show.
Yes.
I mean, I know you've been on Joe Rogan, so you're podcast friendly. We almost have as big a reach as Rogan does. And our listeners would be very interested in hearing what you have to say. So.
Right. Almost as interested as I would be.
Yeah, right. Almost. So anyways, if you're going to Area 51, be careful. Take some water.
So I say you're going to need to take some water.
Yeah.
Maybe take a coat because it's very cold at nighttime.
Right. And maybe a bulletproof vest. Just to be on the safe side.
And don't cross that line.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a line. That line's kind of fuzzy.
Oh, it depends on how fast your Naruto run is.
That's a good point.
Right. Okay, well, moving on to a story that I actually talked to an old friend of mine this week. His name's Caleb Weems, one of the most talented people I've ever known, really good guy. And he called me to tell me about this story here. And it's Alabama-centric. And I am just going to read the headline here. It comes from AL.com, trusted news source. Pastor builds monster truck for Jesus.
Well, the Bible does say, whether you eat or drink, do all to the glory of God.
That's true.
So
That's
if
very
you want
true.
to build a jacked up pickup truck,
Right.
do it to the glory of God.
The Reverend Terry Billings built a monster truck for Jesus. It's the Jesus truck, Billings said.
Okay.
Mighty bold to say you're the only Jesus truck, okay?
This is the only way to build a truck.
That's right. I'm the way, the truth, and the truck.
The way,
No
the
man
truth,
comes through the mud hole except by me. That's Bigfoot 14:6 for y'all. If you need a sighting for that, you need a sight for that scripture. Okay, the tailgate. I'm sorry if you're not a church guy, you may not get some of these jokes. So, the tailgate has dripping blood painted on it with the slogan. Now, here's the slogan: covered in mud but washed in blood.
That's catchy.
It is catchy. Billings takes the heaven-bound mud bogger to car shows, revivals, and patriotic celebrations at churches where it inevitably attracts attention. If you want to get your picture with a truck, first you have to hear my story, Billings said.
Okay.
The story starts with an old farm truck worth about $300 and a rum-drinking farmer.
Mm-hmm.
It was an 1987 Chevrolet four-wheel drive pickup that Billings bought used in 1991. He used it as a mud truck on the farm where he raised cattle and chicken. It was my farm truck, he said. The kids got in it and we'd ride through the mud. But the driver was in desperate need of Jesus, Billings said. He drank a lot and he lived a bad life, he said. I was an alcoholic. My son Kyle got saved. I went to watch him get baptized. I lived a life that was not of God. I was drinking a fifth of rum a day and smoking 2 packs of cigs a day. And he was cussing.
Oh, wow.
The cardinal sin.
Yes.
Billings said he decided to turn his life over to Jesus in July 2004, admitting he lived a life of sin and he needed to be saved. I was so ashamed, and he gave up all his vices, no more drinking rum, no more smoking cigarettes, and no more foul language. Once he gave his heart to Jesus, his life changed instantly. I couldn't muster a cuss word, Billings said. It was my primary language before.
Well, he obviously didn't drop any furniture on his toe.
No, that'll happen. Okay? Or get passionate about healthcare. That's a joke. I did not cuss during that story.
Yeah, Kevin.
That's right. He hadn't wanted an alcoholic drink since. My hunger became for God's word, Billings said. Billings became owner of Billy's Barbecue in Gordo in 2009. Now, if owning a restaurant will make you cuss, I don't know what will. He was also ordained and served as a bivocational pastor of Forest Baptist Church in Gordo. At the restaurant and in church, Billings saw a lot of troubled people. People are stuck in life. That's when he got a vision of a mud truck plowing its way through the mud as a metaphor for Jesus helping people have... Sorry.
Perfect illustration. I get it.
Yes. For Jesus helping people have the power to get unstuck from what bogs them down in life.
So think sinners stuck
in the mud,
sinking in their sin.
Right.
And then Jesus drives up in a jacked up 4-wheel drive pickup with his American flag waving from the tailgate.
That's right.
And pulls them up out of the mud.
Winches them out.
Yes.
In 2016, God gave me a vision, Billings said, and it had involved his old farm truck. That's what he said use. It took 2 years to build it. Among the first people Billings talked to were Trey Robertson and his father Kip, owners of Crank and Chrome Garage in Tuscaloosa. When they heard the vision, they offered to work on it. We did the labor for about 50% of what we normally charge, Trey Robertson said. When Robertson began pitching ideas about what they could do, Billings could see the cost for parts rising.
Right.
Yeah. Not cheap at all. He asked how much it would cost. I don't have any money, Billings said. And Robertson replied, I thought you said God was doing this. That's a businessman right there.
Touche.
As word spread, donations poured in. You want to guess the cost of the truck?
How does it give any specs?
No. Well, it's got 52-inch tractor tires with Heaven Bound stamped in the metal of the wheels.
Okay, well, that's not cheap.
No.
I'm going to say it costs upwards of $50,000.
The truck costs more than $100,000 in improvements to turn it into a monster truck. The motor cost about $18,000, and it runs at 850 horsepower on pump gas and closer to 1,000 horsepower on race gas.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. It opens up so many avenues of metaphors of getting stuck in the mud, Trey Robertson said. You can relate that to being a Christian. There are times you get stuck and you've got to rely on God. Billy didn't accept donations from anyone who wanted to advertise on the truck, which no longer even has its Chevy insignia.
Okay, well, that's impressive because typically if you're trying to build a trophy truck like this, you're going to need some kind of advertisement.
Right. And as Billy said, nobody's name is on it except for Jesus.
Right.
That's
right.
The
only advertising this truck's doing.
So he formed Heaven Bound Mud Bogger Ministry in 2017 that would accept donations to maintain and show the truck and take it to events. Billings serves as its director. He had to sell, as he says, I had to sell the truck for $10 to the ministry, and it actually belongs to God, and he lets me drive it.
Okay.
And there you go. He owns my minivan, too. Transmission tore up in it. Still waiting for God to foot the bill on that one. The truck debuted for the public on April 23rd, 2018. On Sunday, it was featured at the Patriotic Celebration at Hillcrest Baptist in Anniston, and adults and children seemed equally fascinated and mesmerized by the truck. They eagerly climbed the ladder to get in the cab. Billings shared his testimony and handed out New Testaments and pamphlets about the mud truck ministry and everyone who stopped by, and he proclaimed a simple message: even though we're sinners, God still loves us. 100% agree with that.
Absolutely.
One. Absolutely. The steering wheel on the truck is easily removed, and Billings uses it to make a spiritual point. He asked people how the truck would drive without it, and most say they would go straight in a ditch.
I was about to say it would have a lot of horsepower and it would have a lot of momentum,
right?
But you wouldn't be able to steer it,
right?
Would you?
Exactly. You can't steer it without Jesus, he said. You have to have him. Let him be the driver, which has always been Jesus take the wheel, which is not great when you're driving sometimes. You might want to have control of your car. Take her for a spin, Billings said as people climbed into the cab of the truck parked in the church lot in Anniston. I guarantee everybody will get out of your way, he said. So, old boys built him a nice big monster truck.
Not to mention you get up there and I bet it's so high that it really gives one some perspective.
Oh, true. Exactly. It's true. And I don't want to make fun of a fellow brother in Christ any more than I have to.
Any more than I have to?
Right.
Because this is an odd news show.
Oh, yeah. Definitely an odd news show. But I would say $100,000 would feed a lot of hungry people. Right. I mean, a whole lot of hungry people. And, maybe dig some wells in a third world country where they need some fresh water to drink or whatever,
Right.
But if he had this passion and was able to raise the money, that's cool. Now, he has some detractors online who...
Some detractors, you say?
Yes, right. But who claim that he used this ministry just to build a tax-free monster truck because he wanted a monster truck.
Right.
So, and I can see their side of the argument in that.
I would say, let the Lord judge.
Yeah, right. Yes. No. Well, Jesus, it's God's car.
Right.
God bought it for $10. Okay.
Yeah.
No.
And who knows how many rednecks will get saved
exactly
as a result of this man's mud boggers for Jesus ministry.
And can we all agree, rednecks need Jesus?
Oh, come on. That's like a given. We all know that.
I mean, rednecks can do some really damaging stuff. And if we can just stem the tide of rednecks with Jesus, that would be a really great thing. For even if you're like an atheist or agnostic, you have nothing to do with it. Just get on board with my plan or with Reverend Billings' plan here of saving rednecks so they're not doing crazy stuff like we talk about every single week on this show. So.
Because one thing about rednecks is they get stuff done.
Oh, yeah.
And if we can just, like you said, steer them in the right direction.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's no telling what rednecks are capable of.
Yeah, right. Could be one of the most powerful forces in the world.
Yes. Imagine the good that they could be doing right now.
Right. So I'm not trying to down Mr. Billings. I think he's got a definite passion for what he does, a passion for Jesus, which is great. More people need to have that. I myself probably need to have it more,
Right.
you know?
Because, Earth Oddity, we haven't dug any wells yet.
No, we haven't. We're still waiting for y'all to donate some money. You know, we did really promo people feeding the needy with the mail carriers.
We did do that.
Hunger drive, right?
And I posted an Instagram pic. You
Yeah.
can go look at that.
That's right. Yes. So, you know, we're trying. We're doing what we can. We're doing what we can. I didn't have to buy such a big house with a huge closet for us to record in. That may be a point someone could make. Yeah. But I've been tired of acting poor for forever. So
So you're going to act rich.
that's right. I'm going to act rich now and just let God worry about the mortgage payment.
This is God's house.
This is God's house.
So
Yes.
he
But
lets us
anyways,
record here.
So this guy's in Gordo. I drive through Gordo all the time. I've seen the truck on the side of the road. It
We
is
really need to get a picture.
right. I would like to invite Reverend Billings to come on.
You know what? I think that might be one
We might-
interview that we could actually
That's
get.
right.
I have tried to get interviews with everybody from the Flat Earth dude with his
Right.
rocket out in Nevada
Yep.
to the Babylon Bee. Mm-hmm. We might can get Reverend Billings.
Yeah. Just let him come on and give his testimony. Tell us about the truck. You know, get our picture made up in it or whatever.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It might work.
Might work.
I would like to see a head-to-head, you know, Jesus monster truck versus Gravedigger. You know, I mean, a battle for the souls of rednecks everywhere. Yeah, that'd be pretty awesome. I think we could sell some tickets to that. You know, I have a Gravedigger monster truck shirt, by the way.
My son has a Gravedigger Hot Wheels.
Nice. I bought it as a joke to wear, like, ironically, but then when I wore it, you know, I'm not hipster enough looking for anybody to realize that I didn't.
It's ironic.
Yeah, right. So they're all like, man, I love Gravedigger. Did you see him smash them 32 cars? And I was like, nah, I hadn't been to Monster Jam since I was like 8, man. I'm sorry.
Or you need to get some black rim horn frame glasses.
Yeah, that's what you need.
That'll
And maybe
tip it
compliment it with like a flannel shirt or something and a backwards hat.
Yes.
Yeah, because everybody just thought like, well, look at this redneck. You hear me talk, you know? They're like, he's definitely into the monster trucks.
You didn't fool nobody.
No, I didn't. I would like to go to one of his little things, you know, like a patriotic gathering, which
Yes.
as a Baptist, we're really huge on patriotic gatherings, by the way.
We are.
Maybe we can get the monster truck at our church.
I don't see why we couldn't.
Oh, man.
I was about to say Casey. He got the $1 Million Man.
That's right.
We've
We've had Ted DiBiase. Why can't we get a monster truck? That might be the thing. And then we could get him on the podcast then. I mean,
I could cut us a promo.
oh, yeah, right.
There we go.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I know Jesus is the only name on his truck, but I mean, we are the only Southern Baptist comedy, weird news, odd show
You're right.
podcast out there. Maybe he'll put an Earth Oddity sticker on it for us.
Or we just get some bumper stickers made up and just sneak up.
Yeah, just slap one on it, you know? I wonder how long it would stay on there.
Probably not long.
I don't know. I had a friend one time, we put a bumper sticker on his car. I can't say what it said out loud, but it was on like the back passenger's right-hand bumper, and he would never see it because he always walked his car from the front, and it stayed on there for months before he realized it.
I've heard that sometimes you can stick it on you know how they make the little stickers for the glass?
Yeah.
If you put it behind the headrest on the driver's side, so it's like behind,
yeah.
so you don't
You
ever
never
see
notice it,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, yeah. Anyway, so if the truck, if Jesus' monster truck comes to your town, go check it out. You
Yeah,
know,
and tell them Earth Oddity sent you.
right? Yeah, and I will say, you know, Jesus is the way. You know, if you're out here listening and you're struggling in life or
You're
whatever,
stuck in mud.
yeah, and you're stuck in
And you're
mud,
sinking down.
right? Or you just having troubles. We all have trouble. You know, you need
true.
somebody to talk to or whatever. Shoot me an email, or I'll be glad to talk to you about anything you want to talk to. I'm by no means even as scholarly in Bible knowledge as Tiny here,
I don't know if I say that.
but I'm definitely very versed in worldly knowledge. So,
Which is the kind of knowledge you need when you're struggling
right,
with sin.
yes, and I can help you out. You know, And you're not a bad person.
No.
Nobody is really at their core, unless you're out there murdering people or something.
Right.
There's still hope for all of us, and as a Christian, I would say Jesus is the hope. So,
absolutely.
And if you're covered in mud, get washed in the blood. Yeah. I mean, that's a pretty amazing slogan right there.
It really is.
Spot on.
I want to hire him as a marketing consultant for our show.
Yes, right. I would like if we could video it. Amazing content like me and you in the truck with him driving, through mud and stuff. And I would just shout out every Bible verse I had memorized ever, just for fun.
Yeah.
Like we hit that hole and I would be like, for all of sin and fall short of the glory of God. Yeah. And whosoever shall call upon Jesus' name shall be saved, or whatever. I just like to hit all of them.
Well, anyway, let's move on here to, this is a short one, but let's talk about somebody who may be struggling. Okay. And needs some help.
Yeah. The rest of our show will involve people who need to go to the monster truck show. Yes, right.
Florida man admits to lighting firecrackers under a child's bed.
Oh, wow. Under a child's bed. Okay.
And, in my opinion, we'll get to this, but I think that might actually be the most normal thing about this story as we continue. But this comes from Crestview, Florida. A Florida man told sheriff's deputies that he threw firecrackers under the bed of a sleeping 9-year-old girl in a prank gone wrong, according to a post on the Colusa Sheriff's Office Facebook page. Matthew Morrison, 44, of Crestview, was arrested Saturday after deputies responded to a home after the explosion woke the little girl. I bet.
Yeah.
That was quite a...
Oh, yeah. You talking about wetting the bed? Yeah.
Yes. The owner of the house where this happened told the sheriff's office that Morrison lives in a tent outside of the house.
That's interesting.
That he came inside without permission.
Oh.
So...
It's tough.
According to the sheriff's office Facebook post, the homeowner told responding deputies that he chased Morrison out of the house with a stick after the explosion.
Yeah.
I like to think he was shouting, "Get back to your tent!"
That's right. Get on, get.
I didn't tell you could come in the house. Get back in the tent.
You better get. Get on. Get.
Responding officers spoke with a little girl who said the explosion scared her, making her cry and shake. So,
oh, yeah.
The firecrackers will do that.
Hey, Daddy, let's sign up for some PTSD disability right now. Get your SSI check or whatever it is for. Yeah. Come on, let's get going.
Morrison was arrested and charged with burglary, child cruelty without great harm, and possession of a controlled substance after deputies found 2 grams of methamphetamine in his pockets.
That'll cloud your decision making. Yeah.
The sheriff's office did not immediately respond to CNN's request for comment. CNN was not able to immediately reach Morrison or determine whether he has legal representation. I imagine a dude living in a tent probably don't have a phone.
No. And he's probably going to get a public defender.
But yeah. I feel like this story, there's just not enough information. A dude, he lives in a tent outside of the house. Right. But he don't have permission to come in the house. No.
Well, maybe he's got to knock first, or something. Right. Let Dad say you can come on in.
Is he a family member that's just been exiled?
Down on his luck. He's just down on his luck. And he's a meth head, so they want him to be close so they can keep an eye on him, but they don't want him living in their house so he doesn't steal all the copper out of it or something.
Strange.
I better make sure that air conditioner out back is all locked up because he'll pick that thing clean.
Because I'll be honest, lighting firecrackers under someone's bed while they're sleeping.
It sounds kind of awesome as a prank, right?
I would never do that.
I might do that to my kids.
I was going to say Tara would be really angry with me.
Right.
But that's why I wouldn't do that.
I might can talk Deidre into let me do that. But nothing big.
As long as you get like a pan. So,
yeah, right. You don't want to hurt the floor.
You don't want to make a mess.
Right. Plus, you don't want to set the box spring on fire. You got to figure that out too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I might. Well, I'm not. No comment. I'm not. Never mind. Before I talk myself into some evidence in a future legal post against me or a legal case against me. But yeah, I imagine he's probably 4th of July season or whatever out back. Hitting. He's
still got some firecrackers he hadn't shot off yet.
Chasing a dragon, and he's like, it'd be funny. What? Little Carly loves firecrackers. I'm gonna go in there and put them under her bed. and this is all going to be fun. We're all going to sit back and laugh after this is over with. But didn't work out for him like he thought. Well, that's tough for him. Let's talk about another break-in.
All right, let's do it.
This comes from KATV.com. The headline reads, "Man broke into Gresham house with his cat, put on homeowner's Christmas onesie."
Okay.
This is from Gresham, Oregon. So this is some of Johnny's kinfolk.
Yes.
Police say a man broke into a Gresham home, ate a cupcake, put on a woman's Christmas onesie, and brought his cat along with him to the crime scene. All right, now let me just say, as an adult, let's just drop the whole onesie thing. I know a few years ago that caught some traction, and people were like, "Oh, I want to get onesies just like I have when I was little." Let's just stop with them, okay?
Right.
A union suit is okay if you're going hunting or whatever, but that's about it. You don't need a Christmas onesie, anybody. The Gresham Police Department says the burglary happened Sunday around 3:45 p.m. at a home near Southeast 180th Avenue and Southeast Alder Street. Everybody knows where that is, familiar with that. And the homeowners told officers they came home to find their house damaged and items outside that didn't belong to them. They also heard something rustling around in their crawl space. When they looked in the crawl space, they saw a cat wearing a shirt. And they also heard something that sounded larger than a cat. I saw a cat with a shirt, and I was like, if someone's going to put clothes on an animal, they're not going to leave it behind in their burglary.
That's a good point.
Very, very good. Someone's down here, said Tim Smith, who's the owner of the house. They called the police, and the officers were at the scene. A man emerged from the crawl space wearing the owner's Christmas onesie. He's identified as 38-year-old Ryan Bishop, and his cat is named Spaghetti. Not a bad cat name.
When asked for comment, he said, "Merry Christmas."
That's right. Police say Bishop and Spaghetti broke into the home, ate a cupcake, made some coffee, and raided the dryer for a new outfit.
And he went with the onesie.
Yeah, the Christmas onesie.
like, I don't know what all was in the dryer.
Right.
But he pulled it out, and he's like, "This is what I'm going to go with."
A little while to Christmas onesies in the dryer in July anyways.
Right.
You know, I mean, maybe she wears it around. I don't know. Maybe Santa and his naughty elves were visiting. You know,
hey, Christmas in July.
That's right. Christmas in July is a big thing. He was booked into the Multnomah County Jail on charges of first-degree burglary, first-degree criminal mischief, and third-degree theft. Animal control responded to the scene to capture Spaghetti when the cat refused to come out of the crawl space. The homeowner said she didn't want her Christmas onesie back, even after Bishop was taken into custody. And Bishop looks exactly like you would imagine someone to look like who would break into a house carrying their clothed cat and putting on a Christmas onesie. Maybe just trying to get in the Christmas spirit a little early. I don't know.
Maybe.
I mean, out of all the clothes you could have picked, the Christmas onesie was the one you went with.
I know.
But
I think that speaks volumes of his character.
Right. Yeah.
I
mean, Jesus is a reason for the season. Maybe he was about to go out and pass out some tracts or something. I don't know. But anyways, so just keep an eye out there, Oregonians, for Mr. Bishop and his cat, Spaghetti. When he gets it, I imagine when he gets out, he'll go get him back from animal control.
I don't know how that works.
Will they hold on to it for you or something?
I guess. I mean, if they don't euthanize it first.
Hopefully they don't. Now, they will put a cat down in a heartbeat, Yeah. I mean, you see a lot of
I was supposed to say, they'll put dogs down too.
Yeah, but you see a lot of more PR for adopting dogs than you see PR for adopting cats.
That's true.
But cats, I mean, as a cat, I'm a cat owner, they will wreak havoc on a local environment. They kill birds and all kind of everything. Cats they're killers, you know. God gave them the mind of a tiger and the body of a house cat. And so they can't turn off their predator instinct. It's just there.
Yes.
Which is one of the things I like about them. But, I think they just put down cats at a rate probably 2 to 1 dogs. They're just like, get rid of it,
Right. Nobody's going to want that cat.
Yeah, right. Well, shout out to my friend Kathy, who runs the cat center for Tuscaloosa Metro Animal Shelter, where we adopted my cat, by the way. adopt, don't shop. Save a cat from dying, people, or a dog, or whatever you want to adopt. Maybe a baby. Maybe adopt a human if you're just looking to adopt.
Yeah, there's plenty of those.
Yeah.
And fortunately, we're not euthanizing them.
Yes.
At least outside of the womb. That's terrible.
That was
I might cut that out.
a little accurate. A little too accurate, you know?
I was about to say, it's one of those jokes that's not funny because it's so true.
Right. Yeah.
Like, a lot of times jokes are funny because it's true. That
Right.
one's not funny because
a little,
it's true.
a little too accurate. I was dancing around it with the yet, you know? Yeah.
Oh, dang.
That can go in the Patreon. You know?
Yes.
We should just do jokes we cut out on Earth Oddity Patreon show.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, well, speaking of aborted babies.
Now you got to leave it in there. You know? That's wrong. It's so perfect. Yeah. I gotta get a drink of water.
Oh, it's horrible.
Oh, but it sure is funny, you know? Sometimes horrible.
We laugh because it dulls the pain.
True.
Wow. So our next story.
Now you're going to cut it all out. Nobody's going to know what we're laughing at, which is even better. That's all right. It'll be in a best of episode sooner or later.
Yes. Our next story. A mother gave birth to other couples' babies because of an IVF mix-up, lawsuit states.
Oh, wow.
A couple from New York is suing a fertility clinic after a woman gave birth to other couples' babies because of an IVF mix-up, according to a federal lawsuit filed in the U.S. District Court. So,
Oh, no, somebody's mowing their grass. Oh, come on.
We'll wait till they get.
Well, I'll say, like,
to the other side.
the yards are like as big as a postage stamp, so it can't take them that long.
I was about to say,
If
they'll be
they're
done.
right out here, they'll finish that strip pretty quick.
Yeah. Anyway, the mother, who is Asian, gave birth to two non-Asian babies, and each child was a genetic match to a different couple that was also a client at the fertility clinic. The Asian couple was then forced to give up the children to their true genetic parents. So
Wow.
that's crazy.
That is tough.
I mean, okay, legally that makes sense,
Yeah.
but and I'm a man, I will never have the pleasure of giving birth to babies. Thank you, Lord.
I don't know if they describe it as a pleasure.
Right.
Yeah.
But the point is, I don't know what the hormones are doing to you to help you bond to your child
Right.
at that moment.
Yeah.
But then, I mean, you give birth to two children, and then you got to give them to their biological parents.
Yeah.
That's crazy to
But
think
you
about.
know, that mom was like, whoo, I didn't have to do any work. You know? Like, wow, this has really turned out great for us.
If you're that mom, you're like, wow, I guess that's just a bonus.
That's right. Let's have two more. You know?
I didn't know this clinic had a free surrogacy service.
That's right. But that's tough, man.
It is.
Yeah.
Anyway, the couple, identified only as AP and YZ, live in Flushing, New York, where they were married in 2012. After having trouble conceiving a child, they decided to try to have a child through in vitro fertilization, or IVF, with a company called CHA Fertility based out of Los Angeles. CHA Fertility did not respond to a request for comment. Shocker.
Imagine that.
Shocker.
Yeah. You got to get out in front of that, though.
You do.
know?
In vitro fertilization is a series of procedures in which an egg is fertilized in a lab and then transferred to a uterus, according to the Mayo Clinic, which, I mean, we all know that. It's been
Sure.
around since the 70s.
Yeah.
CHA Fertility claimed on its website to be one of the premier fertility treatment networks in the world. The clinic says on its site that it has fulfilled the dreams of tens of thousands of aspiring parents in over 22 countries. The lawsuit says that the couple spent more than $100,000
Oh, it's expensive.
on IVF services,
Yeah.
apparently.
Yeah, no, I have some friends who've done it. It's really
Oh,
expensive.
really?
Yeah.
Okay, wow.
Yeah, it's super expensive.
Anyway, including facility and doctor's fees, specialist services, medication, lab expenses, travel costs, and more.
Yeah.
In early 2018, the company collected sperm and eggs from YZ and AP, and then they formed 5 elliptoid, I'm just going to say it, and they formed 5 embryos, 4 of which were female, the lawsuit states. The first attempt at transferring an embryo to AP did not result in a pregnancy. They tried again, and then they were ecstatic when they learned that AP was pregnant with twins in September of 2018, the lawsuit states. However, a sonogram determined that the twins were both male and confused the couple because there was only one male embryo of the 5 that they made, which was not transferred to her, the lawsuit states. They called the co-owners of the fertility clinic to ask about the issue, and they were told that sonogram results were not accurate and that this was not a definitive test.
They tell that to everybody pretty much, yeah, you know.
One even said that when his wife was pregnant, they were told that they were going to have a boy, but ultimately had a girl. But AP gave birth to twin boys in March, and neither baby was of Asian descent.
Oh,
so,
man.
They pulled the old switcheroo.
Yeah, that's right. You know, when they got that call down to clinic, you know, they're like, hey, we just had our baby and it's not Asian like we are. You know, like whoever, like the secretary who answered it was like, can you hold just a moment? You know?
If you're the secretary, is it wrong to say you racist?
Yeah, right.
It says the plaintiffs were shocked to see that the babies they were told were formed using both of their genetic material did not appear to be. DNA testing found that the babies were indeed not related to the couple, nor were they even related to each other. These are twin boys, and they're not even brothers.
Oh, wow.
In fact, each baby was genetically related to a couple that had also gone for treatment at CHA Fertility, the lawsuit states. Because of that, AP and YZ were required to give up custody of the babies to their genetic biological parents.
Yeah, they hit the lottery.
They did.
Yeah.
The couple still did not know what happened to the 2 embryos that were supposed to be transferred to her. The lawsuit filed July 1st says the plaintiffs have suffered physical and emotional harm. I would agree.
Yeah.
I imagine that's tough. And they accused the defendants of medical malpractice, negligence, and 14 other counts.
Wow.
So this is just, I mean, I can't imagine. You go through the pregnancy, and it's much tougher for the mom.
Oh, yeah.
But, you know.
Man, it ain't real easy on us either.
I mean, I felt like as a expectant father, my role was to just be support.
Sure.
And to, go get ice cream when you need to get ice cream and
listen to
all
my back hurts and my feet are swollen. I mean,
and not talk about anything like how bad your day was.
Right. Oh,
Don't bring that
It'll
up.
never compare. No. It'll never once compare to anything you could ever say.
But you go through all that, and and that's just as a dad. I can't imagine the mom. And then you find out they're not your kids.
Yeah, and they're getting taken away.
Yeah, and you got to give them back to their parents.
Because I might be like, well, I mean, they're white or whatever, but I'll raise them, you know. I'll raise them. It's fine with me, you know. Like, I just really wanted a kid. I didn't care.
I do want a refund.
Yeah, oh yeah, full refund. And I would like all my embryos back. We're going to stick them in the fridge at home. You know, y'all can't have those anymore.
Right.
But yeah, I don't, that's tough. Yeah. The clinic really, really dropped the ball on this one. Whoever's like riding with a Sharpie marker, like this is the Sullivan's embryos or whatever. Right. And this is the Longs, really messed up.
Yeah.
You got them all mixed up. And no telling how many times, you know, because white people are the majority in the country, that they've mixed up and nobody knows. Mm-hmm. If I went through this facility thing, I would be like DNA testing my kids and getting a lawsuit ready real quick.
Well, we had a story last year about an IVF doctor who he just straight up used his own genetic material to impregnate all these women.
Right, yeah.
And not the old-fashioned way. I'm talking, you know.
No, that's a more difficult. You got to pay a lot to get that service.
I mean, as far as Darwin and natural selection is concerned, was this dude like, okay, well, this is how I'm going to be the fittest of them all?
Maybe so.
You know?
I don't know. But
I'm going to have 30 kids.
That's a lot of child support.
Well, they didn't find out about it until much later.
True. But yeah, I don't know. I feel bad. I really feel bad for the lady who had to go through all the pregnancy, because pregnancy is really tough. My wife was never a I love being pregnant, type of woman.
Right.
Some women are just like into it. I'm going to be a mother and you're glowing and all that. And Deidre was just like, I hate it, like from the moment it started until they've got the baby out. She did not enjoy being pregnant at all. Sick all the time, couldn't sleep, all that good stuff.
Here I go again. That's why we need an artificial womb.
Maybe so. That's not a bad idea. Yeah, so tough break for that lady. I feel really bad for her.
I remember back when me and Tara, and we didn't really have a ton of difficulty. Like Tara did have a miscarriage between our two boys. I remember telling Tara, like, way back when we were, first trying,
right.
And this is just me. More power to anybody who feels they need to go to in vitro. I hope it works out. And
absolutely.
I hope you don't get another couple's child.
True, yeah.
But for me personally, I've always just, I remember I told Tara, I was like, well, if it don't work out, I think we'll just adopt. That take that as a sign that we need to, help some other child.
I kind of agree with that. But I also get the, having 3 children. The desire to pass on your genes to the next generation. I completely understand
more
that.
Power to anybody out there who wants to go this route if they have the means to do so.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I guess it's just not my thing.
Right. Yeah. I don't know that I would do.
That's just me personal.
We wouldn't have had the money to do it anyway.
That's a good point. That's probably the real reason. We wouldn't have gone that route.
Yeah. You probably come out a few thousand cheaper adopted. It's still expensive to adopt.
Although, I was about to say, it should, I think there's a lot we could do there to make that.
And actually, people are working on that, luckily, to streamline the process and cut down on the costs and all that. And hopefully that happens. Okay, so let's move on to something a little more normal, and that would be a woman who shoots her husband while trying to shoot someone else in a road rage incident.
Oh, no.
Yeah, this comes out of Coleman County, Alabama. Coleman County is a pretty famous county in Alabama. It used to be home of the Klan. Yeah, I don't know where the home of the Klan is now in Alabama. I don't think there's too many Klan guys left, contrary to what people try to say,
Yeah.
The Klan is like 3 rednecks who get together on the weekend and drink.
What's left of the Klan is on 4chan now.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly.
I think that's their domain.
Well, according to everyone else, they all voted Trump into office, so maybe it's bigger than I know of. I don't know. Right. I'm really not privy to the workings of the Klan.
I'm not either.
Yeah, we're an anti-Klan podcast.
Right.
All right.
Absolutely.
Disavow. We disavow the Klan. All right. So, a Coleman County woman is behind bars after authorities say she accidentally shot her husband while trying to shoot someone else.
Whoops.
Muzzle control. Sheriff Matt Gentry said the incident began around 6:45 p.m. Saturday in a road rage episode on Alabama Highway 69 in Dodge City.
My favorite highway.
That's right. It's funny that she shot somebody in Dodge City, too. The dispute carried over to a home on County Road 160 in Bremen. Authorities say Erica Cole attempted to shoot a second party, but instead struck her husband, Nicholas Cole, who was shot in the head and is reportedly in stable condition.
Huh.
Erica Cole was arrested on charges of attempted murder, second-degree assault, and reckless endangerment, and she is being held without bond in the Coleman County Detention Center. Gentry said additional details aren't being released because the investigation is ongoing. So, that's all the article has to say.
Yeah.
It's very unfortunate that her husband got shot, but
I mean, it's unfortunate that anybody got shot.
I was gonna say, but we probably shouldn't involve gunplay in a road rage.
Absolutely.
Anyways,
it's not worth it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
but really, that's just part of our culture down here in Alabama.
Yes.
It's just what we do. We just shoot people for fun. We got all these guns. We got to use them.
Yeah,
we're angry. Yeah. But you know her husband, when she got shot, she was like, dang it, honey, why'd you shoot me? You know?
What I do?
I've been having you practice with that out in the backyard shooting Miller Lite cans. Like, what's the problem?
Remember your training.
2 hands. You know, you got to get the pistol, 2 hands on the pistol here. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, I feel bad for him, too, because now his wife's going to be in jail for a long time, and he's dealing with a head injury.
My brother, fortunately, nobody passed away. Like, no one died as a result. So,
Okay.
You know.
I'm so ready to hear the story.
Well, I was just going to say, my brother, he commented on the story, maybe he should take her to the range less. And my response was, maybe he shouldn't.
That's right.
You know?
Yeah, right. I just feel like, you know, that's tough. I mean, I love my wife and all, and if she ever shot me on accident, it'd be tough to get back with her. You know?
Yeah.
It's like it's a different when like she throws away your favorite T-shirt because she thinks it's got holes in it and it's no good. That's one thing. But when she shoots you, you just gotta be like, look,
that's
babe,
a lot of trust gone
right,
in
gone,
a nanosecond.
Totally gone. Yeah. He's like, look, babe, I don't think it's gonna work out anymore. You know.
Although I know a guy, and I told this story on another episode, so I'm not going to go into the whole thing again. But I knew a guy in college. He was dating a girl. Her uncle was a member of the SWAT team, and he went over to her house, and there was a bulletproof vest laying out. And he was like, "Oh, cool." And she was like, "You want to try it on?" And he was like, "Heck yeah." And so he puts it on, and she's like, "Turn around and I'll take a picture." He turns around and she shot him, like in the vest.
I remember you tell that.
And he still married her.
Oh, wow.
I mean,
well, maybe it's like
young men are stupid.
Yeah. Well,
and she must have been pretty hot.
Yeah, young men are stupid because of one reason.
Yes.
I mean, let's not sugarcoat it here.
Yeah.
So, yeah, she must have been pretty hot. Or she must have did things no one else has ever done to him before. I don't know.
I don't know.
There's only 1 or 2 scenarios how this will work out. So,
but yeah, he married her.
Yeah. The moral of the story, guys, if you get angry on the road, just know your target and what's beyond. Okay?
Yeah.
Right?
I would never, ever say this because I'm not sexist, but I believe it was Chuck Norris who said, never let your woman hold your peace in one of his movies way back a long time ago in the 80s.
Yes. Yeah. No, you're right.
Anyway, I'm going to move on to my last story, and we've been going on a while, so this isn't going to take, I'm not going to spend a ton of time on this, but suspect is hiding. A loud fart gives away his position and leads to his arrest.
Wow.
This comes from Clay County, Missouri. When tracking down a suspect, law enforcement might use a canine to track down a scent. That was not necessary for a recent arrest in Missouri. According to Clay County Sheriff's Office, over the weekend, Liberty police were searching for a person who had a felony warrant for arrest. The person was wanted for possession of a controlled substance. The suspect hid to avoid police, but apparently let out a fart so loudly that it gave away his hiding position. So, just imagine the
old cheek rattler
walking around, shining his flashlight. He's listening to see if he can hear anything, and then he hears
Oh, cheek rattler. I know, I've been there before. You know, we've all been there where you're like, man, I'm gonna get a quiet one out. You know, and it is not.
Right.
It is not at all.
Anyway, we've got to give props to Liberty PD for using their senses to sniff him out. Read a Facebook comment on their Sheriff's County Facebook page.
Yes.
So,
well,
if you're hiding from the police, that's not the time to try to sneak one out.
No, you got to hold out.
You just got to play it safe.
That's right. Wait till you're running. You know,
yes.
Don't do it while you're hiding out. That's tough. But we've all been there. We've all been there. And that's tough. And that would probably be what would get me if I was ever hiding from the law, you know?
Yes.
Well, I got my last story here, which is a short one too, but it is precious. And it also comes from KATV.com. My buddy Todd sent me this one, but it was posted up in the Facebook group too. He may have posted it. The headline.
Just real quick, that last one came from Wilts Gutierrez and also Mark Owens.
Okay.
So,
yeah, cool.
thanks, guys.
Yeah, thanks. So the headline on this one is precious. Rattlesnake uranium, whiskey found during a traffic stop.
Oh, dang.
This is from Guthrie, Oklahoma, some of Kimmy's kin folks. It says police in Oklahoma say they found a rattlesnake, a canister of radioactive powdered uranium, and an open bottle of Kentucky Deluxe whiskey during a traffic stop of a vehicle that had been reported stolen. There's a lot to process right there. The traffic stop happened in Guthrie, about 30 miles north of Oklahoma City. Guthrie Police Sergeant Anthony Gibbs told a local television station that the police don't know why the uranium was in the vehicle or how it was obtained, though uranium ore can be bought on Amazon.
Really?
I just learned something new.
I had no idea. Hold on a second. I'm going to look that up right now.
I'll finish the article while you're looking it up.
You think they have free 2-day shipping?
Maybe. Gibbs said police also found a gun in the console and a terrarium in the back seat containing a pet timber rattler. Gibbs says the driver, Stephen Jennings, was charged with possession of a stolen vehicle, transporting an open container of liquor, and driving with a suspended license, and he remains jailed in Logan County. That, to me, sounds like a really awesome dude.
I know.
You know?
I mean, when you're sitting there reading the charges, and it's like, okay, he was driving without a license or suspended license in a stolen vehicle with a out-of-date registration.
Right. He's got a pistol, too.
He's got a pistol. He's got an open container of alcohol.
Yeah.
Hey, he's got a pet rattlesnake.
Yeah.
You're thinking, okay, well, this
is
guy's
standard redneck
standard
stuff.
redneck
Yeah.
stop. It goes to 11
Yeah.
when you say radioactive uranium.
Right. Well, like I said earlier, he's definitely friends with the Clintons. You know?
Yes.
Before I knew you could buy it off Amazon, which I have to say, the Clintons' Amazon store must be doing really good selling uranium on it.
Dude, if someone hasn't named their like Amazon store,
Yeah.
like the Clinton Foundation, they're selling uranium.
Like,
The internet has failed us if
Right.
that hasn't happened.
buy a canister of uranium, get a free Bill and Hillary autographed picture.
Yes. Again, you know what? Okay, I don't know if this is for real, but there is a uranium ore on Amazon. It's $39.99.
Okay.
It does have free shipping.
Oh, good.
And I don't know if it's just a joke or if it's real. It says this ore sample is naturally occurring radioactive materials, so maybe.
Are we just selling radioactive material over Amazon? That can't be right.
I mean, it makes you think. Well, what is Iran doing that's so bad?
Right.
If we're just gonna sell this to anybody,
Well, like Iran could go on Amazon and have it shipped to them.
Yeah.
You know?
you can get it for a $39.95 donation to the Clinton Foundation.
That's right.
So.
Well, I don't know. That's kind of wild.
In the picture, they've got like a little Geiger counter out to show
you
that it's
authentic and real.
Yes.
Wow.
Oh man.
You know, I mean, I don't know why you would need to buy uranium.
Let's
you know?
skip down here to some of the reviews.
Oh, great.
Let's see. Excellent sample, 5 stars. Just received it, label at over 2,000 CPM. I don't know what that is. I'm not a scientist.
Yes,
I'm a
that's something
podcaster.
smart people understand.
And my measurement of microsieverts an hour is consistent with this. Very good. P.S. I have a doctorate in experimental nuclear physics, but haven't been active for a few decades. It brought back memories. I'll take your word for it, sir.
Yeah, right.
Okay. This is 5 stars, glowing fun. It's great for making things glow. I can see my organs now if I pull the sheets over my head. Okay. This one comes from Elia, 5 stars. I got a free cat in the box with this purchase, but I'm not sure if I should open it to see if the cat's okay. You know, Schrodinger's cat.
Sure, right.
Yes. Oh, man. So, this comes from Lawrence Gonzalez, 5 stars. I left this product next to my pet lizard. Unfortunately, now he's over 350 foot tall and is currently destroying Tokyo, Japan.
That's
you,
wild.
Amazon. You have not let me down.
I'm still puzzled that you can buy this on Amazon.
Well, I did see just briefly in the description, it's supposed to be for calibrating Geiger counters, so maybe it's not enough to
do anything with
hurt
it.
you bad.
Yeah, I bet you if you're ordering 50 canisters of it, you get on some list. Like the FBI be knocking on your door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it'll give you superpowers, but, it'll give you, a useless one. Like, you can only see through wood or something.
Like your vasectomy doesn't work.
Right.
Yeah. A useless superpower.
Or you can only turn invisible if no one's looking at you.
I just wonder what he's doing with his rattlesnake in uranium. Maybe he was trying to create like a super snake.
Maybe.
You know?
I don't know.
A rattlesnake's not what you would consider to be a pet snake.
Unless
it'll kill you.
Well, unless you're a religious person.
Yeah, true. Yeah. If you're up on Sand Mountain or whatever.
Yeah.
Those people are wild, man.
I got 99 problems.
Heard you had problems.
Here's the way you had a problem.
More money, more problems.
This week, since this podcast is going on a while, we want to bring back our problem segment, but we're going to contain it to just one problem each.
Right. Okay.
So
do you want to start or me?
I don't have quite 99 problems, but I will say this past Friday, I took my wife out on a date.
Oh, date night.
We went out to eat at a very nice restaurant called Burger Five.
Oh, yeah. That's a 5-star.
Yes.
I really like their burgers.
I still love their burgers. Are great.
Yes.
They got good fries.
Oh, yeah.
Way better than McDonald's.
Don't get me started.
They have one of those fancy drink machines that can give you all these hundreds of different combinations. It's like a magical soda box. They got those.
Yes.
But when I went to get my straw, and this is something I never thought I would see in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, I had to use a paper straw.
Oh, the horror.
And it was terrible.
Right.
Now, I'm all for saving the environment.
Yeah, but you apparently hate turtles. Tiny's on record of hating turtles, guys.
I just don't like to drink my soda through a toilet paper roll. That's what it's like. It's like putting your lips up on a toilet paper roll.
Okay.
The technology is not there. Maybe they could cover it in a waxy type substance.
Yeah, I
or
would
something.
think that would be standard and easy to do.
As it was, I'm sorry, the biodegradable straw technology is not there. We can do better. I mean, this is 2019. We are talking about chopping off people's heads and attaching them to donor bodies.
True.
We can do something better than paper straws. I'm sorry.
Yeah, okay.
That's my problem.
Okay, that's good. So I told you earlier I was going to talk about my problem was going to be that I worked 6 days this past week, didn't get a day off, didn't even get a lunch hour, and I'm on salary, so I just basically worked a bunch of free hours for everybody.
Yeah.
But I'm going to change it because I read a column last night on AL.com, and it's a classic. You see it every year this time of year, which is what if Alabama focused on education as much as they focused on football?
Right.
Okay.
We get that around this time of the year.
Oh, yeah.
When school's starting back.
This is, standard every year.
Yes.
This gets put out. Now, full disclosure, I love Alabama football, and I also love education. Want our education system to be as great as it is. But there's a misconception, I feel like, in this state among certain people that the money that the football team uses and everything is not like the football program is self-contained. They generate the money that they use. And that money is not like we're not giving kids at Fawcett Vestavia Elementary School the proper supplies they need because we're paying for our college football team to go play in the Chick-fil-A kickoff game or whatever.
Yeah, the reason our football team is as well equipped as it is because people buying tickets to go watch that team play.
Yes, exactly. Now, I could get on board with what if we took the excess money that our football team makes. So we made I don't remember, it was like $46 million or whatever profit last year. And put that
profit.
Into the...
That's after expenses.
Right, after expenses. Put that into the general education fund or whatever. I could get on board with that. But the reason our education system sucks is because we elect sucky politicians. It's not because we have a really good college football team, you know?
Right.
Now, you can make the point that maybe people should care more about who they're voting for than, who Alabama's recruiting, like some 17-year-old 5-star kid from, wherever, Verbena, Alabama or whatever, that's going to be the next greatest linebacker. Totally get on board with that. But I hate the comparison. Every year it happens about why don't Alabamians care much about education as they do about football? Because we're fully capable of caring about both.
Yes.
Like a person like me, I really do. I want our education system to be great.
Not to mention our football team's winning while our education system is losing.
Exactly.
So which one do you think I'm going to get excited about?
And also, I would, and let me just say this, and I want to get on a rant, but I've never heard anybody say, all right, this is how much money we need to run the education system.
Yes.
We
just need more.
Right. It's always more, right?
More.
Yeah, we just need more. Let's put more money into it. Well, can't we figure up like a cost, like this is what one classroom ideally looks like, and this is what the cost for that would be, and then reverse engineer the problem from there.
Right.
If it costs $100,000 for one classroom to have everything they need, kids to have iPads and computers and whatever, fully staffed faculty, fully trained and educated faculty, this is what we need. Then let's reverse engineer how we fund all of it to get that going,
Right.
I don't know. I'm just a redneck who loves football. But that seems to be like no one can tell me that. When everybody's like, our education system's failing and we need to give it more money, I'm like, well, how much does it cost? And no one can tell me that. So anyways, get off of football's back, all right? It's the only thing I enjoy in life. It's barely the only thing I stay alive for, okay?
We also get the, if you were as excited as people getting saved as you are scoring a touchdown.
It's almost time for those sermons to break out. Almost time, yes.
Okay, look, I get very excited about people getting saved,
Right,
okay?
yeah.
And I also get excited about our quarterback running for a touchdown when it's 4th and 3,
Yes, right. Like it's not what is it, like a zero-sum thing? Like I'm capable of doing both, Well, if you get excited about coming to church as you do about going to an Alabama football game, you're just like, man, get off my back, all right?
Right.
I'm here. I am excited, okay?
Now,
I'm just not a hand raiser like some people.
Now, the people who won't get up on Sunday morning because their team lost the night before, get them.
That's tough. Yeah,
Get 'em.
you need to call them up because they ain't going to be there,
Yeah.
Like, it's like the Father's Day, like preaching about how fathers need to do a better job in the world. And I'm like, I'm here with all my kids, Like, I seem to be one of the good ones. Why am I getting in trouble? Like, shouldn't we call this in to the people who aren't here with their children?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, anyways.
Anyway, that was
That's
our
our
problems.
I guess third world problem, a single first world problem of the day.
Yeah.
We want to thank our sponsor, world famous Cajun Curl Bayou Blended Spice, for their support. So much support they give us. This is really essential to the whole operations here. Check them out at CajunCurl.com. You can order the spice and their Cajun Curl cutter for potatoes right on CajunCurl.com. This was created on the Elm Bayou in Louisiana, Evangeline Parish to be exact. And it's a seasoning that goes on everything. If you like cooking or eating, this is a spice for you. Cajun Curl Bayou Blended Spice goes well with chicken, beef, pork, potatoes, and anything else you can think of putting it on. A spiral potato cutter is absolutely amazing. It's easy to use, it's easy to clean, and it will allow you to make your own chips using the Cajun Curl spice. If you want to turn your next cookout up a notch, imagine whipping up a batch of homemade potato chips. Your next door neighbor isn't going to be able to top that.
Sell them at the raid of Area 51.
That's right, yeah. Hey,
That might give you the energy you need to Naruto your way down to see the aliens.
if you walk up to a guard at Area 51 and give him some Cajun Curl
he
potato
might
chips,
slap you on the back and let you run.
he'll let you in and give you a tour, I'm confirmed. I'm just going to say that's confirmed. And let me tell you, the homemade potato chips, Cajun Curl Bayou Blended Spice on them will change your life. It'll change an alien's life at Area 51. It'll change the Naruto runner's life. They'll have more energy. They're amazing.
They really will be outrunning bullets.
Oh, yes, absolutely. You give them a few to begin with, like way up on top of the hill, and then put the rest of them at the gate.
Yes.
Oh, you can tell they're getting there quick. On CajunCurl.com, you can not only order the spice and the chip cutter too, but you can also find recipes that are absolutely mind-blowing. You can locate your nearest retailer or order your own. If your local grocer doesn't carry world-famous Cajun Curl Bayou Blended Spice, ask them to start stocking it. Okay, so here locally, they are at Vowels on Skyline Boulevard, South's Finest Meats, Piggly Wiggly in Northport, The Pig, and Mark's Mart in Northport. All of their products are made in the USA, so not only do you enjoy the taste of Cajun Curl, but you also feel very patriotic while you rush the gates of Area 51. It's all natural, it's low salt, it has a little kick to it, but it doesn't burn your lips. World famous Cajun Curl Bayou Blended Spice. Taste the spice, but not the heat. Check them out on CajunCurl.com and use the promo code EOP10. That's EOP and the number 10 to get a 10% discount.
Because we ask that you use the spice, but we don't ask you to pay full price.
Amen.
Okay, we have another review.
Oh, nice.
I know this. Thank you, community, so much.
Yeah, you guys have really stepped it up.
Yeah, because we've got something to talk about every week now.
That's right.
And it's really great for us.
Yeah.
We hope it's great for y'all. Keep it up. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Today's review comes from Yankee Greg.
Oh, Yankee Greg.
Yankee Greg. The title of the review is Every Week, and it's rated 5 stars. This is Yankee Greg from Wisconsin giving my 5-star review to these two Southern boys and their Earth Oddity podcast. I listen to a lot of podcasts, but there are only a few that I follow religiously, and not in an apostate sort of way.
Okay.
So thank you.
Yes, thank you for that.
Thank you for clearing that up.
The clarification.
The last thing we would want to do is mislead you.
Right.
We want to lead you to the Jesus Monster truck, not away from it.
Well, I've dabbled in creating a cult. I've just dabbled in it, but I have never taken that step yet.
What was it Creed said? You have more fun as a follower. You make
more money as a leader. That's right.
Anyway, and this is one of them. So we're one of the few podcasts that he follows. Thank you so much. I love the crazy stories and the edgy church humor.
Edgy.
Very edgy church humor here.
He must be Southern Baptist.
He must be, yeah.
He's not Methodist. We're tame.
In conservative circles, we are very edgy.
Very edgy.
We are the bad boys of conservative evangelical humor.
Yeah. Like, what's that? He's always on Instagram. John Christ or whatever.
Yes.
Like, we make him look like a choir boy.
I know.
You know?
Like, he's the type of guy you would ask him if he can watch your kids.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. You wouldn't leave your kids alone with us.
I also love Cajun Curl. It's worth the shipping charge that it takes to get up north. Keep
Boom.
up the good work.
Use that 10% discount, and it's pretty much going to cover your shipping charge.
Absolutely.
I don't even know what the shipping charge is. I'm just saying that, but maybe it's going to cover some of it, at least.
I was about to say, it's better 10% than 0%.
Exactly.
So there you go.
So thanks, Yankee Greg.
Yeah, thank you so much, Yankee Greg.
Yeah, I like a guy named Yankee Greg.
I do too.
Yeah. I'm glad it's better than Carpetbagger Greg. You know?
Yes. Well, anyway. You have been listening to Earth Oddity Podcast, and we thank you so much for listening to us, no matter where you get us. Whether you get us on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, CastBox, TuneIn, iHeartRadio, Spotify. We're on them all.
That's right.
If you would like to write into the show, we are earthoddity@plantmail.net. Mm-hmm. If you would like to tweet at us, we are _EarthOddity on Twitter. Do you like to look at pictures? Sometimes we post pictures.
Oh, yeah. We'll put one up here in a little bit, by the way.
You can go look at those pictures at _EarthOddity on Instagram. Mm-hmm. And if all of that fails and you still want to get in touch with us, we have an old-fashioned phone number.
That's right. I wish more people would call it, honestly.
Yeah, they do. What's that phone number, John?
It's 662-493-2059. 662-493-2059. Operators are standing by. Call now to get the $19.99 special.
Yes. We hope everybody out there has an excellent week. Earth Oddity for the Fringe Radio Network signing off.
Love y'all.
Bye.
This has been a very odd production. Thanks for listening.